Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to talk to you all about women who will date their friend's ex-husband or ex-boyfriend. That's what I want to talk to you ladies about. This topic comes up, and when you talk to a lot of different women, there is some women who don't see anything wrong with it, and then on the other hand you have a lot of women, they are not in agreement with it. There are also some women, they put stipulations on it. And let me just first talk about the stipulation. The stipulation in a situation like this with some women is if the friend did not sleep with that guy, or if the friend did not get married to the guy and they talked briefly, and for whatever reason it just didn't work out, and he comes and approaches her and he tries to talk to her, if she finds him attractive and he finds her attractive and they start messing with each other, whether it's intimately or they start talking, they don't see anything wrong with that. That's not all women, but there are some women out here, they don't see anything wrong with that. They don't look at their friend in a sense of they backstabbed the friend, or they backdoored the friend, or they were not loyal to the friend. They just feel like, well, my girl talked to him for 4 or 5 months and she never got intimate with him, she never married him, they never became exclusive with each other. And so I ran into him coming out the mall, coming out the store, and he asked me for my number, and I gave him my number because he told me he was attracted to me and I find him attractive. So in that situation, that is how some women feel. Then there are some women, they feel like this: the past is the past. So if your girl used to be married to a man, or she was in a full-blown relationship with that man and she was intimate with him, or they share children with each other, some women feel like if their friend broke up with that man, that they don't owe it to the friend to be loyal to them as far as turning that man down, because they'll say, well, my friend broke up with him because they just did not have anything in common, they just did not get along. She's done with him, she's not in love with him, she's moved on, she is married to somebody else now, or she has a whole other boyfriend. Some women in that situation, they don't feel like anything is wrong with that. But then there are some women, and I see this with like the majority of women, they feel like you are breaking a girl code or a woman code when you go after your friend's ex-husband or ex-boyfriend. Now, what I'm gonna tell you ladies, and I say this really purely from the heart, like I told you all, you should always be a woman of excellence. You should always be a woman that is graceful, and you should always be a woman that's classy. And I'm not saying that if you do this, that you are not classy, graceful, or you don't have a spirit of excellence. I'm not necessarily saying that, but I will say boldly that sometimes when you partake in certain things, it would make you appear like you are not a classy woman. And sometimes, unfortunately, people will attach you to mess. It looks messy. It looks messy, it looks divisive, and it looks ghetto, and it looks like it could at some point be problematic. Now, sometimes you will have a friend that is not confrontational, and they are not argumentative, and they don't like conflict. So a lot of you ladies, I'm sorry, a lot of you ladies, you are very honest and upfront and direct. So you will go to your friend and run it by her. You'll run it across her desk and say, hey, bestie, I ran into your ex-husband. I ran into your ex-boyfriend. He asked for my number, and I gave him my number. And I'm not going to lie, I think he's cute. But I want to check with you to make sure it's okay if I date him. I want to check with you and make sure that you don't feel no type of way about that. There are a lot of you ladies, you are very, very respectful and you are very honest with your friend. And some of you all, you have a high level of integrity. And so the integral part of you will cause you to go to the friend and have a discussion with the friend, and you will run it by her, like I said. And if she is uncomfortable, you will immediately break it off. And then there are some of you ladies, you will go to the friend and you will tell the friend about the situation that her ex-husband or her ex-boyfriend tried to come at you, and you will let her know that you like him too, and she will not be in agreement with it, but you will still go full steam ahead and sleep with that man, date that man, or get into a full-blown relationship with that man. But in this video message, I just want to tell you all, as women, we have got to care more about, and this is my opinion, you all don't have to listen to me, but I'm bringing it on the forefront of my platform, because as women, we will get so much more accomplished and we will get so much further ahead if we are united than divided. And one of the things that I find out in our community as women is that when a man is in the mix of it, it will cause women to literally hate one another. It causes this, and it's not always about a woman sleeping with your husband or sleeping with your man. I am strictly only talking about the ex-husband or the ex-boyfriend of one of your friends, because it's such a large topic and there are many different dimensions and levels to this. But it's coming up a lot in our community, and I've never personally experienced this. Well, no, I take it back. I partially experienced this, but let me break that down to you all real quick, and I'm gonna get back to the video message. A couple of years ago, it was a young man who used to be in a actual relationship with a former friend. Okay, he was in a relationship with her. I think they were together, I don't even remember, I think they were together maybe 2 or 3 years, and they were intimate with each other, they dated each other, and this guy that she dated, she actually took his virginity. Okay, this is how deep it was with them. And so I'm not clear on what happened and what broke down the relationship and why they broke up. I don't really remember like what she told me. She shared some things with me. I won't share that in the video message. But eventually me and her friendship, it fell apart. This was years ago. This is more than 8 years ago. So her and I fell out, and we were no longer friends. Fast forward 2 years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, that same guy that used to be with her, I noticed he started coming in my inbox, and he didn't directly tell me that he liked me. He did not come right out and say he was attracted to me. What he had been doing is he would send me pluggers for comedy shows. And so I was confused because I'm like, why is he sending me pluggers for comedy shows? So I didn't too much put a lot of thought in it. I just assumed, okay, he knows that I like cracking jokes because he sees me do this on Facebook. He knows that I'm silly. So he probably just, because we all went to high school together, so that's why I was friends. In case one of you all want to know, we were all friends from high school. And so although he was in a relationship with her and they broke up, I mean, I didn't delete him off of Facebook, but at the same time, I wasn't on Facebook interacting with him either. I wasn't liking his stuff. I wasn't commenting on his stuff. He wasn't really liking my stuff. It was like not a thought. I wasn't paying attention to him. And so I started to pay attention because, like I said, he started coming in my inbox. And so he kept putting pluggers for different comedy shows here in Chicago or on the outskirts of Chicago and certain suburbs, you know, just different barbecues and movie nights and comedy shows that they were going to be having. And so every time he put one in my inbox, I never questioned him because I didn't want to spark up a conversation. So I would just heart it and I would move on with my life. I was just like, oh, okay, he sent me a plugger. And the other part of me was like, okay, maybe this is his event. Maybe he's putting this stuff together. Maybe this is something he's doing now and he's proud of it and he's just showing me. Because when I would give it a heart, he never went further and sparked up a conversation. He would look at it, he would see it, and he would move on. But it continued and it got more aggressive as far as him inboxing me these events. And then he started getting to the point where he was asking me, are you busy this coming weekend? I want to take you to lunch. I want to take you to this comedy show. I want to take you to this movie night that they having at the park. And he would say, what are your off days? What time do you get off? And so he would put this stuff in the inbox and I really was like, whoa. Okay, what is this about? I started to get really irritated and I started to get like agitated. And again, I was confused because I just didn't understand. That was kind of like blindsiding me. And so I didn't say anything. I was just brushing him off like, oh yeah, I gotta work 6 days out the week. Oh, I gotta do like 12 or 16 hours. I can't go. I was making excuses. Okay, I'm gonna just tell y'all flat out what it was. I was lying and I was making excuses because I'm thinking in the back of my mind, this dude used to date one of my old friends. Whether I'm friends with her or not, I'm not about to mess with this guy. Okay, I'm not about to mess with him. And so he had started getting more and more aggressive with leaving the pluggers in my inbox. To one day I just said, okay, let me end this right now. This was like a couple of months into this and I came at him. I said, you know what? Why do you keep leaving me pluggers to a comedy show? Why do you keep leaving me invites to different events that they're having around Chicago or on the outskirts of Chicago? And I said, like, is this a ploy for you to try to get a date? Are you trying to say that you want to take me on a date? And he was like, yeah, I've been sending these to you, kind of trying to give you a hint that I find you attractive and I want to date you and I want to go out with you. And so I told him, I said, oh, well, that's nice of you. I said, but I'm going to let you know, years ago, you used to date, I'm not going to say her name, but I was like, you used to date blah, blah, blah. And I said, even though me and her are not friends and we fell out with each other, I'm not about to do that. I said, it looks trashy, it's not classy, and it looks very messy. I said, although y'all were together years ago, I said, I am not that type of woman. I am not that type of girl. I'm not about to go anywhere with you. I'm not about to be interacting with you. I said, no love lost. I said, we can still be Facebook friends. I don't have an issue with you, so don't take it personal. Okay, but I said it just does not feel right on my end. And so he said that he understood, and I think he said he respected it. Now I want to let you all know, by this time he had gotten saved. He is a saved man of God. He does a Bible study online. He's totally different now. But still on my end. And I know some of y'all gonna come. I don't know when, but I know some of y'all gonna come in the comment section and have something to say. But I'm gonna just tell you, whether he's a man of God or not, it is not my style. First of all, I don't like him. I don't look at him like that. But then just second of all, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It would feel weird, and it's messy to me. It's just really messy to me because I feel like us as women, when men are very comfortable coming at you as a woman, knowing that he used to be married to your family member, or he used to be married to your friend, or he used to date your friend, or he has a child with her. I just feel like there are so many men, they don't have a moral compass. They don't have a moral compass. And sometimes men do things like this. Not all men, but there are a lot of men, they do things like this because it makes them feel good about themselves. It makes them look like they're the man. There are a lot of men, they don't really have a high level of self-esteem. And so if they mess with two ex-friends, or if they mess with two family members at different points, they will feel like, even though they may not actually verbalize it, they will just have an aura about themselves, a disposition about themselves, like they're the man, like they're all that, like women are just willing to risk it all to deal with them and to be with them. And so what I'm saying to you ladies, because I'm back to addressing the women, just the women in our community, I'm telling you all again, you can live your life the way you see fit. But I'm going to tell you, if you are friends with a woman, or you used to be friends with a woman, you still need to conduct yourself in a respectful manner. This is just me and my personal opinion, because I feel like if your friend, she may lie and say, girl, you can mess with him, you could date him, I don't feel no way about that, I don't want him, I'm in love with so and so. I just don't believe that 100% how she used to feel about that man would be cleared out and over with. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like even if you were to come around with that man that used to be your family members or your friend's ex-husband or ex-boyfriend, or ex-side piece, let me throw that in there because I know a lot of y'all experience that too, unfortunately. I just feel like when you come around, you're gonna get looks upside your head. People are not going to respect you. And even though your friend may not be messy and come at you, your friend may have family members or friends that come at you and they feel some type of way about it. And it's putting you in a vulnerable position where you can be physically harmed, verbally assaulted, minimized, ostracized, and disrespected. And so that is the reason why I'm bringing this to the forefront, because ladies, this needs to be talked about. You have the option of getting so many men out here. The world has so many men. I'm not getting into the types of men that's out here and they did this and they did that. I don't believe in tearing down men. I just don't. And I especially don't believe in tearing down black men. But what I'm saying is that it is so many different options of different men that you can marry, different men that you can date, different men that you can talk to and get to know. Why does it have to be your friend's ex-man, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband? Why? Why would you, as a woman, why would you want to go behind what your friend used to deal with? Like I said, it's kind of a small gray area, because in the beginning of the video, like I told you all, there are some women who feel like if the friend just briefly talked to the guy, but there was no sexual exchange and they didn't get married and it was not serious, they were just talking a couple of months and something caused them to go their separate ways where it didn't work out. A lot of you all, you don't see anything wrong with that. Or like the guy initially tried to come at the friend and she didn't like him, and so he came across you because he knows you're friends with her, or you used to be friends with her. And so if one friend rejected him, a lot of men, they'll just go to the other friend. That's something else that I think is distasteful. I think it's messy. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's real trashy on the man's part, because whether that man got a yes from a particular woman, for you to turn around and then go to her friend, it's like you're stirring up stuff, but it's subtle. It's low key. And you all have to have the discernment to be able to look through that. You got to be able to look through the smoke screen. You have to be able to sift through that. That's just me, though. That's just me. But all I'm saying, ladies, is that we need to be more united than divided. We have so many options. And if you say I want to say this before I end the video message. If you say that you love your friend, if you say you care about her and her well-being and her feelings, if you say that you respect her, because friendship is about respect, then her leftovers, a man that she used to be with, a man that she was intimate with, a man that she formerly loved and vibed with, you need to leave him where he's at. You need to leave him where he's at. Now, I know, a lot of you all are going to feel some type of way about this, but I don't care. Okay? Men, you can come up here and have your comment party respectfully. Ladies, who's guilty of this, you can come up here and have your comment party too, respectfully. But I am talking about this and I'm passing my personal opinion about it. And I'm just telling you, as a woman, always try your best to operate in grace. Always try your best to be as classy as possible. Always try your best to be the best friend that you could possibly be. When you know better, you do better. This is not a video condemning any woman that is currently involved in this or you did this in the past, but it's more so putting out just a little awareness, because as women, I think we need to do better. And when it comes to something like this, when a man is in the midst of something like this, it gets messy. It starts off as not being something that's major or big, and then it will grow and it would fester into something bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, you're in a lot of confusion and mess and you don't understand why. So that's something I want to put on you all's hearts. That's something I want to put on you all's mind. You all do what you need to do in order to sit with that and come to your own conclusion about that. But that's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I am not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.